I put it together, and then I intentionally didn't touch it so that you could see my reaction. Oh wow, that's pretty fucking crazy. There we go. Look at that. It's put together. I had trouble. There's some alignment issues with these guys down here. These top ones are aligning really well. These guys are aligning really good. There's something going on down here. I did bend these around a bunch. I think these ones were better. I welded the front cage today, right? So I welded this and put it all together. And these guys down here, I welded them and they would just bend, and I just bent them back. Oh, what I wanted to say is, if you watched the last one, I was using a big fixture plate when I welded the back, and I was clamping everything down really precisely, really square, but then it just warped anyway. And this one, I literally welded it just right down here on this surface right here. So what that is just a big chunk of aluminum, well, a little bit less than ½ inch thick piece of aluminum, you know, about yay wide, you know, this tall, that I had bought at a scrapyard. And I just have it clamped to my tabletop because the thin metal that I have on top of my thing likes to warp. So I just went, I didn't really clamp anything down. I just kind of held stuff and welded it and tacked it, and then I welded it, and then if it looked like it was out of alignment, I bent it. I bent it back into alignment, and then I welded the next part on. And I ended up tacking a lot of it up. I didn't film it this time. I kind of wanted to be in the zone, but like with this part right here, I filmed this piece, I welded this piece right here, and then I welded this like wishbone looking piece on, and then I straightened them all up, and then don't look at the back side. I actually have them clamped together right now, which is cool. But this piece and this side piece and then this piece and these side pieces, and I tacked all that up, and then I welded it all at once. And so I tacked in yeah, so that's how I did it. And then I did something similar down here. So more like how an actual welder would weld this instead of someone who's trying to force it into position with clamps. And it ended up being a lot more square. And I think these parts down here are out of square because I had to bend them back into position. So I think I might be able to get them back in. I got one is pretty close. One of them is off. I think I can probably figure it out. But you guys want to try something? I kind of want to try something. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh man. I don't know if I can do that, guys. Okay. I thought that would work. Let me see if I can get clamped into this bad boy. I want to try it on, even though I don't have any of the supports on. I kind of want to just put it on and see what happens. Alright, you see that? That's the out of whackness that it is. And so, it doesn't look like much, but this stuff is actually pretty strong. So getting it together is a little tricky. Like if I push with just my hands right there, you can see the hole is not lining up. So the trick is, this is the worst spot. It's doing it a little bit on the other side. The neck seems pretty good, except these seem to be kind of squished in. So I think these need to be pulled out, but I want to measure and make sure this is right before I change this and make sure. I'm assuming it's this because I just welded it. But I think it might be this. It could be this, so I want to check. Anyway, this is the air, and I found that if you just, I was trying to push it by hand, but I found if you just squeeze it together pretty hard, the hole lines up, maybe. There we go. I wanted my dad to put me in the suit and help me, but him and my mom are doing taxes, so I'm gonna try to put myself in this, see what happens. So the first step on getting this on is going to be getting the upper parts on. Screwing this in is gonna be tricky. All right, let's see what I can do. I have to turn my back on you guys slightly as I do this. That musical sound you hear is the sound of my 3D printer. This is going to be tricky. You can feel one of the bolts. So hopefully I can start it by hand here. Oh man, cannot find that bolt. I may have to take this off because I was going to show you how to put it on while it was off. Alright, so here, I'll have you put this on. So, wait, no. It's got to line up on both sides. So if you want to help me with this, you got to stand in front of me to do it, so that you can see both sides. Alright, so put the top ones into it first so you can stand for these. Got it? That felt good. Good work. Okay. Can you see it? Do you want to move that light? All right, guys. My dad, who I showed how to do it, who's doesn't like being filmed, so everyone comment and tell him how awesome he is and beautiful he is for helping me. He'll enjoy it. He likes comments. We got everyone on but this one, and then he got a call. But I can't pull on it really. This one's loose. I'll tell you the problem we've been having is this one is trouble. And I want to move these. I was telling my dad, like, I need to adjust these and make them right, because I'm gonna do that. But I'm just so impatient. I just want to try it on. We're almost there. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is fucking cool. I really want to get it on there, but man, it's moving every time I do it. But oh, wow, that's cool. I wish the front was on, because then it would probably actually float here, and I would see how it feels like to float. It's pretty. Maybe that's a little too high. I also can't feel for the back and make sure it's in the right location, but I think it's right about. There. I think that's about it. Oh man, that is fucking cool, guys. See, my head touches a little bit as I come across the chin. I wonder if it'd be interesting to see if my head coming across touches this, which it does, obviously, if I'm in the right position. Because this is stuff that I'll find out. But I wonder if I have like further range of motion in the suit. Because that'd be bad if Iron Man got punched and crush your chin, you'd be like, oh, ow. That would hurt. Because you should have it to where you can't hit yourself in the suit, you know what I'm saying? So the upper part of the suit, so if something external to you hits you, and then it stops. It turns your head, because your head is attached to it, but that doesn't turn your head through and your jaw through a piece. So it actually wouldn't be hard. I could machine a stop or something and like tack it into place with a welder or something like that. Or even probably just reassemble it. If I wanted to shorten joints, I could probably do that pretty easily. This is fucking crazy. This is so cool. I need my dad to come back so I can put it on. Oh, it's nice. It's obviously not going to go on this way. And I'm gonna get this thing bent back together, and I'm gonna get the 3D printed front part on here soon as possible. It's gonna be tricky. That's a little better.
Okay, hold it right there.
Troy doesn't need to go.
Let's see. No, just right there. I'll move. See what we can do.
Good job, Dad. You got it on there. Oh, now it's solid. Damn. That is solid as fuck. Holy shit. I feel like Iron Man. This is crazy. Holy shit. Oh, wow. The difference one screw makes. I was talking to him before about how I couldn't put it on and feel it because I couldn't let go of it. But my God, this is so solid. This is so weird. It's like I've always thought this might feel like wearing a motorcycle, and that's how it kind of felt when I first grabbed it. I'm like, oh, it feels like I have a motorcycle on my chest, like the motorcycle frame. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, like a motorcycle with all the engines on it. This is awesome. Damn. This is crazy.
It's good.
It's crazy. I have to print the chest plate, and then hopefully it'll just float there. I think it floats a little higher. I think it's like up here. Yeah. It'd definitely be nice to have rubber supports. This plastic's kind of hard on your spine, but pretty fucking cool, huh? This will have a lot of range of motion in the suit. There's like from here to here to pivot. It's a lot of pivot motion in the suit. This is crazy. I'll have to take it off of me in a second, but yeah, let me go show Mom. I'm gonna go show my mother. Look at that.
It's cool.
Isn't that cool? You want to grab it? No, so isn't that cool?
Yeah.
It's like really solid. Isn't that fucking cool?
That's crazy.
Isn't that neat?
You're Iron Man.
I know, I felt like it when I put it on. It's the first time. I mean, I don't have a full suit yet. There's nothing to move in yet. But I felt the shimmer of it.
The shimmer.
Yeah.
The glimmer of hope.
God, that's fucking crazy. That's really fucking cool. It's cool. It's cool. Awesome. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Let's find out. Every single hole has a black thing. That's what she said. See, even in the front holes. I'm sorry. I'm done 3D printing the little guys for that, which is something They're dust covers is what they are. They keep the aluminum dust like this shit, from falling into the hole. It allows you just to be able to wipe it away, pretty much with a brush, like a paintbrush. You can blast it away with air too, as long as it's not too high pressure, and blow the things out of the holes. Let's talk. This thing. Couple things to say about it. I had a minor religious experience putting it on for the first time, which you guys all saw. It was really, really awesome. I just had this like, which I told my mom earlier, that like when I first put it on, I was like, oh shit. When I got that last bolt on, because I was talking to you guys before I got that last bolt on, but then I got that last bolt on, it just clicked. It was like, oh my god, this feels like a fucking Iron Man suit. It's like I could see it for a second, like I'm gonna be Iron Man. Just for a second I could see it. It was like, and then it was gone. Now I'm back to work. Like, I mean, it was a flash, it was a moment, but it was there. So that was really cool. But one thing I noticed as I was building it, that's when I put it on and got that last bolt on. As I was building it, I noticed I didn't feel quite as amazing about it as I did with the back piece when I got that together, like quite as enamored. I'm not sure the reason, but it could be because I'm considering actually remaking this entire thing. What I think I'm gonna do is, you'll notice I have the old piece of aluminum. Let me show you this here. This is my first attempt at building the struts. You'll see it's got that iridescent shininess on both sides. You can see the lines in it from the machining process on both sides. My first attempt was to try to machine down both sides. And then I decided I was having a really hard time getting the Z depth right with that, and it just wasn't working very well. So then I decided on this one, if you look at the front plate right there, you'll see it's dull and shiny, and then it's shiny in the back. And then if I flip it, it's the same thing. It's dull in the back and then shiny on the front. So I've machined one side, which is the inside. And that's because I put that down because I didn't want to try to flip it over and essentially just do it on one side, right? Just the top side. Now what I'm thinking is getting some extrusion, because right now I'm off in my Z depth by about 30 thou in some cases, which is a lot. I have an idea on how to address that, and it would probably get better. But the machining process, machining down the outside, is a pretty labor-intensive process. It requires me to run the machine for to do a full plate, like a full plate that would fit on there, at least an hour and a half. And it's also a very annoying process because it gets really hot. So I have to spray it down with water. So it's time and energy and stuff. So what I'm thinking about is if my Z depth, as long as the Z, okay, it's two things. A couple things with that. If I can buy stock material that is nice and flat, it's good flatness, you know, doesn't have to fit on a fucking, you know, granite surface plate or some shit like that. But as long as it's pretty fucking flat, and it should be pretty consistent in its thickness. But as long as it's not warped. The last piece I got was warped, but I got a junky piece out of the scrap, their cutoff section. I think that's why it was warped. I think if I got a new clean piece, it probably wouldn't. And I'm actually thinking what I'm gonna do tomorrow is go check for those things. I'm gonna check flatness. I'm gonna take my calipers. I'll actually get some measurements for like the average average thickness. And get a few numbers just so I know what I'm dealing with. And I'll take a straight edge and I'll measure for flatness. That's the main thing I'm interested in, is whether or not it's going to be flat. And then if it is, I think that's how I want to build the rest of the suit. Is I want to get hopefully a bunch of pieces at once, and I can set the thicknesses all the same for those. The only thing I just thought of is maybe where some of the joints go together and the thickness matters. Fuck. I had this all figured out. I just thought that. I wonder if that derails my plan. Because you would have to get... Oh, man. I have about 10 thou gap in play in there anyway, so it'd probably be enough. What I'm saying is there's like joints. There's joints that go on the side here. And they're like the neck joints, the hinge joints. Those have to... There's a piece that comes up from the bottom and goes in there. And I have to make the parts to that the thickness. So the thickness has to be right there. I mean, I guess it could be thinner and be loose fitting, but that's not ideal, obviously. So the question is do I go with that? I don't know. I need to think about it some more. I should maybe look at the design. I just need to sit with the idea a little bit more. I was almost certain that I wanted to not do it that way, and now I'm kind of thinking, maybe it would be a good idea just to set the Z depth. I am planning on making offsets for this, things that bolt in to the top of the table, and then the flat piece goes right on top of them, and so I'll prep the parts by cutting them into the right length and then drilling the holes in the right spot with a hand drill and just scribing them onto it with like probably layup fluid or something and do a bunch of them at once, and that way they're all very uniform and then just bolt right on. That way I have stock ready to go and I can start working on production. And the nice thing about not having to machine the surface is I also don't have to machine the surface, so I can go faster on building the parts too. And it probably would add up to some serious time savings. I guess I could just change if I had the thickness. I mean, obviously I have to know the thickness and it had to be pretty consistent. And then there's a problem between batches, it might not be as consistent, but I can always change. I can always get one batch to start with and then get a second batch to finish and then just change my design to fit that. A little bit of offness is not going to be a huge issue. Okay, it's a lot to think about. It's a challenging thing to build, and trying to figure out the best way to do it. One thing I do like about I like the feeling of having it just made out of raw aluminum on the outside. I mean, look at this. Look at that. That guy right there, that original Iron Man right there. That guy. Come on. That dude right there. He wasn't shiny. The Mark 1 wasn't shiny. So it'd be kind of cool to not have mine shiny. It'd be very, very like I'm getting shit done feeling, I kind of like that. It kind of speaks to me. And it also would get it done faster, and I feel like I should do that. So I'm still leaning towards it. I guess I would just have to set the thickness of my fucking joints as well, which is a little annoying because it's going to be like a really weird off number, which is another weird thing about doing that too, is that like the thickness is going to be like, because it's not going to be 0.25 exactly, it's going to be like 0.249 something, 248 or something like that, which is like, I guess it's not a huge deal. It's just a thing. And then there is a problem, but I designed everything with like 10 thou slop. In theory, you should be able to have everything, as long as it's within 10 thou, it should work. I guess 5 either direction. I guess, no, about plus 10. So as long as it's, yeah, it could work. It could work. I don't know. I need to think about it some more. I'm not 100%, but yeah. This is fucking cool though, right? Oh man, it is cool to have made it. Yeah. Yeah. We have some stuff to figure out, but we're gonna make it happen. Goodbye, guys.